Welcome, 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 everybody. It is Sunday, November 16th, 12:01 p.m. Pacific, 3:01 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are, because you are watching us right now. It is time for The Master's Mind. And every Sunday we go through and we do this, and it's a great way to kind of catch up, get ready to start the week. I mean, we have two really good get-togethers for the week to start it. We've got Master's Mind on Sunday, which gets us spiritually going and it gets us going there. And then, of course, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, recess. So lots of great things that go on. We'll go on more in that later. So we do appreciate that. But right now, let's get started with the Master's Mind. And who better to help get us going on the Master's Mind than our amazing mentors? That's right. Both of them are here today. They're sitting in the driver's seat. So everybody, please sit back, relax. If you want to take notes and listen, because the Master's Mind is about to get started. Let's welcome each and every one of you. Let's welcome Terry and Robert Hollis.
Well, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to you and happy Master's Mind for the Sunday. And I see Shelly and Jane and Scott and Faith, Coach Bob. I don't know, TJ, if I mentioned everyone's name. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I really, today's post is that I did in Unlimited Wisdom isn't it amazing how much can change in a day? You know what I mean? We always mentally in our mind. I told Terry I did a congratulations for her hitting one of the first ranks, and somebody underneath there went, "How did you do it?" And then somebody underneath there, they moved over a giant team, and I put underneath there, "Yeah, I've only been doing this for 39 years." It's like if someone's been helping people for 39 years. Don't they deserve a quickness of happening? And that's what really made me think about what we're going to talk about today. You know, the whole week we sort of got on this, deal because I did a one-on-one with Lisa Marie. I don't see if she's here, but I basically was telling her, I said, listen, how much do you, in prayer and in quiet time, ask God to do things for you? And she was like, and so I just went on a tangent because the downloads were right there. And so I thought I'd share this guy with you guys. I was looking for a graphic, and then Deb posted this. So I was going like, so it's neat to have God help you with things that you need. But how simple is this verse, you guys? You do not have because you do not ask. I know Matt's on here, but wow, that could be a t-shirt. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
It's like you do not have because you do not ask. You know what I mean? And I'm just like going, and so whatever thoughts that you have in your mind that makes you feel like you shouldn't do that, and I'm going to be very bold here, including your non-belief in God. It's like, I know people all the time that, in really weird situations, they'll just turn around and go, "Oh my God," It's funny, Scott, that you put that. Terry and I were talking about that the other day. So really do that. So what I want to share with all of you is that when things happen, me and Chris Robinson were talking today, and what we're doing right now, I've never ever seen anything grow this fast in my 39 years. And I was telling Chris, and I said, Chris, this is just karma for you. And I could tell that it touched him. And I'm going, listen, you can't be the kind of person you are for as long as you've done it and not have miracles happen in your life. It's just some people just keep in their mind that things can't change in a day. And so in personal conversations that I've had, with people, including, TJ, when she was bold enough, it's like we all think that it'll take forever in our mind. It doesn't. And Chris goes, the company actually called me and they're like, they know nothing about me. And the company wanted to let me know that because of the way the compensation plan is, that they really I can't see in my back office 100,000 in volume that I've already done. I just posted 20. And it's because of this compression thing that's going to happen. So they're like telling Terry and I that that right now we're on track to break every record that the company has. And I'm like going, well, that's pretty cool. And then I got to thinking, for people that go, oh yeah, that just happens for Robert. I'm open and bold enough to tell you that, when I'm, on workman's comp with no electricity, all alone in my apartment, losing everything that I had, I didn't think that things could change this fast. But the thing that I did do in times of my life where things were really bad, I don't know why. Maybe you can ask this for yourself or ask this for others. I don't know why that we have to be beat down to a pulp before we ask for help. It's like what in us, what kind of programming in us says that asking is weakness? Asking is like, I don't know, like we actually come to a place, thank you, Deb, pride. We actually come to a place where I don't know, what is it that we're ashamed that we couldn't pull it off with our own mental capability? With our own wisdom? Like, why do we have to struggle so long? So that's what I want to share with you guys here, because, me, I'm asking all the time. And now that I really understand this, it's like that key again, too. It's a key to the secret, or the secret link, or the final combination to the safe. To me, it's like, Melody says this all the time is, you got the right GPS to success, the treasure map. There's so many thoughts or parables that a person could use to really say, wow, is this just it? And again, like I shared with you guys, it's like every time I've been on stage in front of a large group of people, I tell them the story of I made a decision that I don't want to live like this anymore. There's just, and I know that sounds weird, but it's like almost like suicide. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to live another day like this. I'm done. I'm drawing a line in the sand. And what's unique is that, in my book, that's where I got on my knees, raised my hands, and said, Dear Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, I need help. I need help. You know my heart. I just need help. And then a couple days later, get a call from a guy, Sean Hennigan, and then introduced to a guy that was making 62 grand a month. And he showed other people how to do that. And like I've said to a lot of you, I never ever wish for things to get that bad for people, but I don't know why people, when they meet people that are documented. And so I bring this all up to say, when Chris and I were talking, he was going, why do you think this is happening for you so fast? And I said, it's simple. Look at my Facebook page. I said, there's two groups of people on the planet. Group of people that make them the deal, and a group of people that don't make them the deal. And I said, I still hear from everyone, don't post products, don't post businesses, don't post, your stuff on Facebook. And I'm going like, that's what I did 7 years and 8 months ago. I posted every single thing that was happening for me within the business that I was with, MDC. And Terry's position went all the way to the top, and we made, 5.3 million. And I'm like, all I'm doing is the same thing. So how many of you guys know people right now that are posting their rake advancements on their Facebook? See, that should be the deal. What would be the next best deal? Posting other people's rank advancements on your Facebook. How many of you guys have seen me do that my whole entire life? And so that's what people are going to see. People are going to see Terry's ranks go up. Then they're going to see other people that are involved with us, their ranks go up. And I got to thinking with Chris, I was just saying, it is amazing to me why people don't want to. They don't want to ask. Here we go again. So people reach out to me and say, what's going on? And I'm like, hey, what I've done in the past. If you don't grab your position and let me know that you did, I can't put people underneath you. And it's like, what? And I'm like, listen, I'm asking you to secure your position. All right, I'll be right back. And then other people are going to do like they do their whole entire life. It's like, it's just bizarre. So I want to go over some other things with you guys because I just think this is so powerful. So since this is Master's Mind, I want to share with you guys not only this James 4:2, you do not ask because you do not, you do not have because you do not ask God, right? And I just wanted to roll a bunch of them off to you guys because I just simply asked Google and then also AI. I just said, could you please find Bible verses that God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit told people to ask? And so I just want to throw some of those out for you. So Matthew 7 verse 7 through 8, ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth. Woo! Hell yeah! And I've always been the weirdo in my family, but it's always me, even when I was younger and didn't understand the stuff that I understand now. I was part of those that claim it, blame it, claim it, grab it bunch. You know what I mean? And anything that's, bound, I'm loosening. You know what I mean? It's like no one has to tell me that I need to think about this and not do it. If there's any gift that God has given me, it's what most people do is they hear it, they think, and they F it up. I don't feel the need to do that. It's like I'm like a parakeet. Ask God. Ask God. It's like, I don't need to have it go in my mind and try to figure out if this makes me too religious or maybe I don't believe in it. I just had a download. I need every one of you to imagine with me. Can you imagine with me? We walk into a room and you see the biggest safe you've ever seen in your life. All right? And so you're going, oh my God, look at this safe. And I go, yep, everything in there that you've ever wanted, it's in there. Here's the combination. And I give you the combination. And I go, turn left twice till you hit 24. Do you guys realize this? That 98, this is proven fact. Proven fact. Proven fact. that 98% of the people will turn around and look at me and go, do you really have to turn it left twice before you go to 24? Why do you have to do that? Why 24? What if I don't want to know what's in the safe? What if there's something bad in the safe? Maybe I'll have to pay. Am I going to have to pay taxes on the stuff that's in the safe? Jesus. Honest. Isn't that funny that came out of me? Jesus. I'm like, for the love of God. For the love of God. Just turn left twice and stop on 24. But God's got a sense of humor. So now I've narrowed it down to, like, really honestly, 10% of the people. And one group, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one group. They're going, yeah. Now what? Go right till you hit 11. I'm going to get rid of another 5%. Now they're thinking too much. Now what? Go right again? Well, wait a minute. I was told one time by somebody that when you're opening up a safe that could change your life, that it's left, right, left. You told me to go right again. Are you sure? Because I listened to Jim Jobob from Broken Branch, Arkansas, and I seen on a Facebook post that if you listen to anybody that tells you to go right twice, they're a scammer. That's where I lose the other 4.5%. See, when Bill told me this is what I needed to do to get $10,000, I just went, okay. But guess what else made me get there faster? Asking questions. Not trying to figure this out on my own. Great saying that I love is you shouldn't be using the mind that got you where you are now to get you to the next place. Do you know how many people I try to help change their life and they're just like, yeah, I totally understand why you do things that way, but I'm not gonna do it. Excuse me. It's bizarre, right? So this next one is John 14:13. And whatever you shall ask in my name, that will I do. Why are these so short? If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. So why do people ask and then it doesn't come true? Because their heart, soul, and mind gets in the way. So as soon as they ask, they go, well, I'm asking, but I really don't believe. I've even brought this up because it means this much to me. It's like, I know that there's some programming out there that I got from somebody that actually is saying to me, the Dino is saying to me, who are you to ask for that? What have you done? Why do you deserve? They could have added that, right? Ask and you shall, if you deserve, if you're enough, if you're worthy, if you're cute, if you're 6 foot, you know what I mean? If you were born in Broken Branch, Arkansas, there's plenty of extra stuff to put in there, but the verses are too short. Why are they short? Probably because they understand human beings would try to add all that stuff into it. Okay. John 15:7. If you abide in me, ask ye will, and it shall be done unto you. So people are going, I don't know what abide means, and maybe I'm not abiding. So then there's no use in asking because I'm not going to get it anyway. How many of you would just like to keep asking just to see what happens? See, that's me. As soon as I became aware, which we've been talking about the whole entire week on the concept of asking, and then I want to throw something in there that Dana brought up, right? Because Dana said, that you actually can ask without saying anything. How many people believe that? How many people? I'm getting great download today. Thank you. How many people have heard the statement? Don't look at me that way. Have any of you ever seen anybody say that? Because the look they're giving you is like, please, come on. Do children do this? It's like, hey, listen, stop asking me. They leave and they come back and they got their coat. They got their coat, and you're like, we're not leaving yet. Okay. They leave, come back with their hat and mittens and their coat. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like, as soon as someone says, stop talking to me. Man, I just had another big download. How about animals?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I just thought of that too. With the dogs.
I got it from you.
The dogs are crazy in the morning about 8 o'clock. They are just relentless with me.
I just pulled that out of my wife's head. We do that all the time.
There's a lot in here, so.
So animals can't talk.
Crawling up out your lap.
Let me just burn a hole through you. How many people know what I'm talking about? It's like, oh my God, the way they move, the way they act. It's like, listen, it's time. It's time to eat. It's time to go for. They're both sleeping. I said that. You guys know what I'm talking about? All right. So let me see. Okay, John 16:23. Whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. All right. Now, for those of you, can correct me if you want, use whatever. But when it says ask the Father in my name, I just use Jesus. That's like 11 on the safe. And some of you are like, I'm not going to use that guy's name. Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm just trying to help you. And if someone said, use Jesus and use Yahshua, use Lord, I'm going to use them all. I want you guys to know how weird I am. So if I have to say, dear God, dear Heavenly Father, Jehovah, Abba Father, Yahweh, give me some names that people connect with this creator. I'm going to use them all. Because I want things to help people. Some people probably don't want anything because then you'd have to do something. I want to do something. Okay. Matthew 21:22. And all things, whatever ye ask in prayer, believe and you shall receive. Ask and believe. Ask and believe. Now, you guys already know imagination with emotion, right? I just like the simplicity of this. Okay, Mark 11:24. What things soever ye desire, when you pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Why would I don't understand, you guys. Why would this be written 100 times? Do I have to go through all 100 of them for you guys to finally say, you know what, this makes a little sense? Again, I want to throw something out there for the people that don't believe. Would you still use the safe combination and open the safe just to see what's in it?
Hell yeah.
Have you guys seen what is the show that we used to watch? The garages. You know, you buy Storage Wars, right? How many of you, if you were hanging around and going, I don't know what's going over there, and I go over there, there's Arthur there, and he's like 100, 120, yep, and I'm like going, what the hell is with Arthur, man? And I mean, I don't know the guy, so he gets it, and he's going, yeah, and I walk over and I go, what do you guys? He goes, well, I was just sitting on one of this garage right here. And I go, really? Do you get everything in the garage? Yeah. Everything I get, everything in the storage. And we open it up. He goes, hey, you want to see? Yeah. Cuts the padlock, opens it up, clear out some stuff, some old stuff, some couch furniture, some boxes. And in the back is a giant safe. And I go, because you won this bid, do you get that safe? I do. Don't open it, God dang it. Don't do that. You guys see what happens? People start running all over looking for tools. It's like cutting torch, grinder, sledgehammer. It's like everything changes to find out what's in the safe. Yes or yes? Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't, because I just met Arthur and asked him what he was doing. Do you think that I would believe that I would get anything that comes out of that safe? No, I wouldn't even assume that. Am I going to help him? I am. So I'm going through verses here, telling you guys how to open up the safe to get all the wonderful thing that God's promised you. Why would anybody refuse to do it? See, here's something that you could do. You can just tell everybody else that you don't believe. But you still could be doing the asking behind the scenes. Because God forbid that you believe in something. Okay? I will do a couple more. Ooh, this is by far my favorite, by the way. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, and it shall be given unto you. That is my all-time fave. Because I know with wisdom, I can do a lot of incredible stuff. And some of you watched me do it and will continue to do it. Everything that you guys, those of you that know me close and those that don't, I know TJ's new here. The stuff that you guys will watch happen miraculously in Terry and ours life is just years of prayer. Very consistent. So I just go from one victory to another, to another, to another. And like the statement says, you either believe everything's a miracle or you believe nothing's a miracle. I'd rather go through every day believing everything's a miracle and giving thanks for it. Okay? Okay, next one. Oh, this is a long one. Ye have not because you ask not. That was the one we opened it up with. James 4:2. Thank you, Deb. This verse is reference God ruling a spiritual law. Crazy. Psalms 2:8. Psalms? Did I say Psalms?
I always make that Psalms as well.
Psalms?
Matt and I always say.
Don't you know why I love her, man? She's awesome. Ask of me, and it shall be given thee the heathen of thine inheritance. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I'm reading better and better and better and gooder all the time, and I'm not struggling that much with it. Did I say that different than what I normally say it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Some of you will have to go and watch old videos to figure out what I used to say. Call unto me, and I will answer thee. Is there any of you that really feel like you sometimes ask God and then he doesn't talk to you? This is what I'll tell you. Ask God, what was the last thing that you told me to do? And your quiet time. Just say, Dear Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, what is something that you shared with me that I didn't do? Would you please show yourself again? Because how many of you know people that you say stuff to don't hear, so then you just stop talking?
Robert, could you repeat that one more time? You garbled up a little.
Yeah. How many of you have told people stuff and they don't listen, so you stop talking?
Everybody.
Everybody. So a lot of people tell me, I don't get any talking or any reference or anything from God. Well, wait a minute. Did you ask for it? Did you ask for it? Most people would go, no. Well, and if you asked, just ask, what was the last thing? What was the last thing that you shared with me that I just went, I ain't doing that. All right. Might be telling someone that you forgive them. It might be some other things that have been written in this book. You know what I mean? Pretty interesting. Call upon me in a day of trouble, and I will deliver thee. That's Psalm 50:15. 1 John 3:22. Whatsoever ye ask, you will receive of him. 1 John 5:14. I will, if you ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. We know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. So it's ask plus consequence equals answered prayer. All right. So I know I brought this up on different calls, but how many of you have ever heard that we have a will? All right. So a lot of people like Bill has been referencing, the science of getting rich when we went through all those, days going through in a mastermind, everything about that book. There's one whole chapter on the will, just totally on the will. So if people say, why do I have to ask? That would be like asking the safe, why do I have to put the combination in to open it up? All right. So just listen to this. Don't let it disturb you. But a lot of people, when they have difficulty, wanting to believe in God, they basically always come back to, why do people suffer? And so if we bring up something, and if you guys haven't seen it or heard about it, but, the Charlie Kirk assassination, why would something like that happen? And here's the way you have to explain it. This is the way I explain it. It's free will. Because we'll never know, but there might have been a lot of things that God was trying to tell Charlie, where he could have canceled. He could have did a lot of stuff. We'll never know. But Charlie had free will to go there, throw out, and start answering questions.
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Okay. I don't know. What was I saying?
You were saying Charlie Kirk had free will to.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk had free will to go there and throw out hats and then decide to answer questions. All right? So none of us will ever know if something was trying to get through to him, or maybe people are trying to get through to him because they heard. Let's just call this off. Or, let's fly up a drone and see if there's anything on any buildings here. There could have been a lot of things. We all can be armchair quarterbacks, right? We all can look at things and then say it. But there's another person that had free will. And that was the person that shot him. So the person that went, I have a chance to kill this guy, so I'm going to. So I'm going to go get my grandfather's rifle. And then I'm going to crawl up here and write some stuff on some bullets and assassinate him. So this is why I'm saying this to you guys. When you think about bad things happening, we just don't understand that it's like, I'm not even going to pretend that I know everything. I'm just sharing with you how I explain it to people when they tell me, why did this happen? Why does awful things happen? I really don't know. All I know is. So, with that said, why I brought that up is that you have free will, right? So, if I believe, and you can believe, if God gave me free will, then I need to decide to ask. I need to decide to listen. I need to decide. I have to make up my mind, because God gave me free will, whether or not I'm going to follow the instructions that he gave me. Here's the combination to everything. Trust me, believe in it. Now, as you're opening up the safe, how many of you are having any expectations that when you hit the combination correctly and go to spin the handle, that it moves? Okay, that's intent. Are you guys hearing me? That's intent, that if you do what you're instructed to do, you should really imagine something clicking, something making noise, and then you're opening it. What would be the next thing you need to imagine? That there's something in there.
Money, diamonds, a puppy.
Jim, like, what do you guys want in that safe? Is this good or is this good? This is good. You guys are feeling I'm getting a little more comfortable with this. So here's something that I understand that works for me, that shows evidence in my life. The things that it sort of says is, look for people that have fruit. That little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine. That enthusiasm and thesos means God within. See, I do not understand all the stuff that I do. But man, I love that it works. I love that it works for my life. I can't say the guy's name yet. Not a friend on Facebook. Not a friend on Facebook. Never have had a conversation with him. I think I met him one time at GoPro with Eric Worre. And so Chris sent me a message and he goes, do you know who that is? I said, sorta. And he goes, how'd you sign him up? And I said, he sent me a message saying, hey, Robert, send me your link. Have you had any conversations with this guy? No. He goes, oh my God. This guy was one of the top people in MDC. He was one of the people, along with somebody else, that brought in Jenna. I'm going, what? Yeah. And then from there, he went to Vima, and from there, he went to IML. This guy has made millions of dollars. And I'm going, awesome. Sent him the link. Probably not even an hour later, I got an email, said that he got in the company. I left him a message, and this is all I said. I said, thank you very much for reaching out to me and trusting me. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Guess what his response was? He didn't. So now Chris told that to Josh, and they're like, oh my God, I don't even know who this guy is. And Josh and Chris are freaking out because he reached out to me and asked me for my link. Shouldn't that happen for you? That should happen for you. But the difference between my social media and yours is that people know that I'm doing something. The other thing is I pray, and the other thing is I ask. What would be a way to have literally thousands, tens of thousands, and millions of people reaching out to me? Asking.
I asked on my walk this morning.
Ask. She says, once I brought this up to her, it's like, why wouldn't you just walk around asking? Hey, do you got another safe I can open up? You got another safe? I want one for joy. I want one for healing. I want one for every area of my life. It's like, why wouldn't you use the safe, use your imagination that a door's going to open and that everything that you need for your life right now is in there? Because if you start imagining like that and asking like that and being excited,
there is going to be some work involved.
Well, the one part is says faith without works is nil.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for bringing that up. It would be like hitting 11 and you hear something. Let's say just for instance, you guys hit, turn it and you hit 11 and you could just feel it and it went click. And now you go, what do I do now? Is there another number? No, that's it. What should I do?
Pull on the handle.
Open the safe!
Pull on the handle. They're cold beer.
That's faith. You guys, that's faith. As I'm going to open this thing up. What a lot of people do. Yeah, what if I open it up and they're not in there? I was talking Louisiana.
No, they don't.
What, nothing in there? What if I turn it and open it up and there's nothing in there? Golly, really? Well, you know how much rejection I'm going to feel and how let down I'm going to feel when there's nothing in there. Oh my God. Do you guys know people like this? I always say, do you know people like this? Because a lot of you are going, sounds like you're talking about me. I'm just not going to say that. My mentor told me that I needed to record myself to just show that when I talk to people, I had a little recorder and I would record myself and listen back to it. And it's no wonder things wasn't happening in my life. How you doing? Same crap, different day. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Doom, despair, and agony on me. Jim knows the song. Both Jims know the song. Hee-haw, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I've seen this, believe it or not. Philippians 4:6. I've seen this tattooed on fighters, UFC fighters. In everything be prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, letting your requests be known unto God. So you're not only a UFC fighter or a football player or a basketball player, but you put Philippians 4:6 right on your tattoo to remind yourself to ask God. How bold is that? I don't want to forget to ask God for protection.
I don't get my ass kicked tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt. I want to ask for protection. I want to ask for guidance. I've already done all the practice and all the muscle memory stuff. I just want to go in there as a warrior with some calm and do what I've already practiced, do what I've already believe in. Yeah, you guys have heard this, seek the Lord while he will be found. And then it says bonus, Old Testament, ask. Craig, you know any place in the Old Testament that says ask? Well,
I'm sure there are quite a few. In fact, you've been quoting a few of those already.
Probably 50%,
Well, the foundation of the New Testament is the Old Testament, so
God says to Solomon in 1 Kings 3:5, ask what I shall give thee. So now we're talking Old Testament with no Jesus. And God reaches out to people and say, hey, what do you want? That's Robert Hollis language. That's Robert 1.1. What's up? What do you need? What do you want? 2 Corinthians, Chronicles 1:7. Ask of me what I shall give thee. God repeats it. So he said it in 1 Kings, and then he's, maybe Solomon is going, huh? How many people do you know do that? It's like, ask and you shall get. Huh? What? Huh? So he says it again. God literally invites people to ask him for what they want. So, how did you guys like the master's mind today? Did you like it? Did it make sense? Because I tell people all the time, I'm not a theologian, nor do I got a degree in theology or any of that stuff. I just know that I know the basics. And I've asked for things in the past, and there's always this evidence that when I ask and I believe, I get. And some of the craziest stuff, man. If I told you guys over and over all of these, I remember I don't know. No, I was thinking of something. But, even my time in prison, just going, hey, is this going to be it? I remember just saying, because they didn't tell me what was going on. I'm just in a pair of coveralls in a locked up cell that feeds me 3 times a day. And I'm going like, what did I do that was so wrong that I'm going to end up spending, 2 years? Why does everybody else get out? I'm like 18. And I'm like, I'm stuck in this cell. They feed me 3 times. I've tried to talk to the guy that mops the floor, and he just shakes his head. And so I simply ask, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Would you please help me? I don't know how to do this. And then the guy comes mopping in front of me and throws in a little red Bible, throws it in my cell. How many of you guys think I read it? And as I was reading it to the best of my ability, now I already know how I'm going to make it. I ask for help. Wham! I start reading this and I'm going like, man, there's an escape route in here. And immediately I figured out this thing called bad time and good time. See, bad time when you're a prisoner is when every day you think, why me? Why did this happen to me? And you're pissed off at the people that squealed on you. And you also say that you didn't do it. I know there's a few of those. I wasn't that person, right? But you get these people and their attitude and they're angry and they're mad and it's like, why me? And blah, 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 right? That's called bad time. Every day in there is really, really awful for them. Then you got the other person that was me. Now. So once I read that, I go, now you know what I'm going to do when I get out of here? And every day, all day, I thought about the people I would help, the things that I would do. I just had my whole life in front of me, and that's called good time. And people look at people that are locked up or prisoners of war, and they're just, how in the hell can you have a good attitude all day? I can't wait to turn this lever and open up the safe. I just don't get to turn the handle right now. I just can't wait to one day see my family again, be around the people that I love again. And so I put that in my head. I took personal responsibility. So 6 months in, I'm in front of the parole board, and they go, who would sentence an 18-year-old to 2 years in prison on their first offense? And I said, William Bede, Judge William Bede of Williams County. That's who did. And they go, why did you do this? I said, I was just flat out stupid. I was trying to fit in, but that's not an excuse. And I said, I'm very sorry for what I did. And I wish I wouldn't have done it. I showed remorse. I admitted that I did something wrong. And they go, what are you going to do when you get out of here? And I said, I'm already registered at a trade school, North Dakota State School of Science. And whether in 2 years when I get out of here, I'm going to go in there and act like it's the first day of the rest of my life. I'm going to be a mechanic. I'm going to be an automotive engineer, and I'm going to provide for my family and do good from now on. And they said, thank you. I walked out, wasn't even out there 10 minutes. They brought me back in, and they go, you'll start school in the fall. Now, I got a sentence from a federal judge. So you know how many people get paroled or a cut on their sentence in federal prison? Look at Jim's head. Nobody. But they cut it. They cut a year off my sentence, and I did exactly what I said I do. So one day I was in the Williston Herald is having the Williston's biggest beer bust with 5 Class C felonies, each punishable to 5 years in prison. Had 5 of them written up in the paper. And then 2 years later, I get written up in paper for being on the dean's list. That's what that little red book did for me. Because it taught me to ask. When I'm really upset at myself, but I'm going to forgive myself right in front of you guys. As I just don't know why I just ask when things are bad. I don't know why I'm not asking all day, every day. That's bizarre. So maybe some of you are going, wow, that was a big eye opener for me. I need to be imagining me getting the combinations on a lot of safes, opening them up to help more orphans, get Terry in a home closer to Ezra. Maybe we'll let, Matt and Hannah watch him a little bit.
He's mine.
It's like, hey, you can't come over. You got to call first before you come over. But I hope this helped you guys. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. And, thank God, thank Jesus. And I love and appreciate you guys. So see you
Tomorrow.
Let Craig do the messages.
Robert, thank you. Great message. And Terry, thank you too. The inspirations that you also shared with us through Robert, with Robert. I mean, it's you guys are a great tag team.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got one quick download.
Oh, here we go. Hang on, everybody.
If you guys don't start asking all day, every day, and I'm asking, don't get mad that everyone reaches out to me and gets in. You guys know a lot of people that you're chicken to ask. I'm going to ask. Okay? So, there. You guys are going to see people that get involved in this company, and you're going to go, no way. No way. It's okay to ask, and then them say, no, I'm not interested.
Next.
Better ask. Better ask. All right.
There you go.
Craig, I need to ask you to end this, okay?
Ask and ye shall receive. No. But don't forget that we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for recess. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have Daily Wisdom at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Thursday, we have Breakthroughs, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're back on Saturday with Ask Us Anything. What a great Ask Us Anything that we had this last weekend. Please take a few minutes or about an hour and a half to watch it. You'll learn quite a bit. And then Sunday, like we had today, what an incredible master's mind. Every Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Thank you all very much for joining us. There are a few things in the chat. If you want to save the chat, click the 3 dots in the meeting chat and then click Save Chat, and it will download to your computer as we conclude. And I just got to say thank you all so very, very much. We really appreciate you. We love you. Until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody to unmute so we can all say so long. Have a fantastic Sunday.
So long. Love you all.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Terry.
TJ,
This was fantastic.
Jim Williamson,
Joseph.
Love you all.
Melody, Arthur,
Bye.
Scott,
Bye.
Thank you, Robert.
Will, Jim,
Totally glad you made it.
Thank you, Robert.
Michael and
Love ya.
Angela, Matt and Ezra,
Wonderfully blessed
Faith.
evening.
I hope I got everybody. Thank you, Craig, the hostess with the mostest. You're the best.
Gotta go.
Bless you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Take
for
care,
taking
everyone.
Yeah.
care of everything.
Enjoy the
Thank
rest
you
of
for
your Sunday,
recording.
y'all.
Thank you for uploading the replay. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.